I'm here to show you that little crochet top that I have made. You may recall I just did a granny square, a rather large one, in fact 2 of them. And then what I did, a regular slip stitch to join at the shoulder, and then I went down the side and did a slip stitch join. You can see. Then I thought about how I could do the finishing. So what I ended up doing was a half treble trim around here, around the neckline and around the shoulder. And then at the bottom I did the same, so you can see the half treble along here. And then I did a scalloped edging. You can see the side of the garment there. But now what I'm umming and ahhing over is whether or not to do scalloping on the actual neckline and on the sleeve. So the neckline at the moment goes pretty much straight across, and I'm not sure if that scalloping will actually look good across the top. Ditto with the sleeve, it will end up a little bit too princessy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a go, and if it doesn't work, I'll just unravel it. Well, here we have the scalloped edge on one side of the garment. So you can see here I've gone all the way around, and here is the comparison on this side and here. Now, lying flat, it actually looks quite girly, but when you put it on, it actually works beautifully, because what it does is it sits out at a real angle like this and gives a beautiful line to the shoulder. So I'm going to go ahead and do both sides, and then I'm going to try the neck. Stand by. All right, so here we have both shoulders done, and I'm really, really happy with it. And here is the neckline. I thought it might be a little bit too girly, but it looks absolutely fantastic. It really finishes the garment. It sits up beautifully. This is the first time I've ever crafted a piece of clothing without any kind of pattern, and I'm really delighted. So would you like to see this on and how I would style it? Let's do this thing. And here it is. Oh, happy. Yeah, I'm just really happy and surprised at it. It does look box-like, but when it's on, it's a whole different thing. I'm going to show you in just a minute. What I did was I think it's 21 of these little granny square clusters along the one side, and then the back has got 22. So the back is slightly larger, and that means, can you see how the front sits a little lower at the collar there? So it ends up being a little bit larger, and of course will come over the shoulder and just sit beautifully. So let me pop it on and show you what it looks like. I think you're going to be surprised how different it looks once you get it on. It does have a shoulder pad top underneath, but you can see the structure of it is just gorgeous. And do you see how it comes in and then just drops straight? Comes to my hip bone. Of course you could make it larger or longer if you wanted to. You could add an extra row at the bottom if you wanted it quite long. It's just surprising how nipped in it is. And then at the side there you can see quite a low opening. I'm so happy with it. I'll put it on without the shoulder pad top now. Even without a shoulder pad, it has that beautiful line to it. You can always belt it or French tuck it. You can see here if I French tuck, how gorgeous is that? So versatile. You can layer it over so many different things. And then you can see here from the side how great it looks, and then from the back, it's just beautiful. So let me try something on underneath. I want to experiment with a couple of things. First thing I wanted to try was just a plain white blouse, and because this is a boat neck, you can see a little bit of the collar there, and I really like that. I like the nice bright whiteness of the sleeve. And then with this I thought maybe a tan boot. Yep, really like that. And then tan belt. Here we go. Yeah, I really like that. And then just a slouchy bag and a groovy pair of sunnies. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. Gives that retro vibe, but it's still got a real modern edge to it. You know what I'm saying? Let me try something else. Now, boho doesn't always have to be boho. You can add modern elements, cool print clashes, all sorts of things to bring it to a whole other level. So with this I thought I'd try it belted right around the middle. Let's give that a go. Now, I'm not overly big on peplums personally for my body type, but because this is quite short, it really still does work. It gives a nice, long, lean line, and then a fabulous coat, a fabulous Trelise Cooper. It's got that little bit of a boho nod, but it's still uber modern. Love, love, love this. Then we have to have, I think, a pretty spectacular bag. This little baby hasn't had a single outing. Do you get that too, where you think maybe something's a little bit ostentatious and then you think, screw it, it's fabulous, I don't care. That's what I'm doing today. And then, now let's try it over a dress. This little silk jigsaw dress, really sweet, but I'm not really over loving the neckline on me, so why not put a fabulous homemade top over the top? There we go. Great solution. And the fun part is you can pull up a little bit of that blousey neckline. And then I'm thinking a belt for this one, but this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a little French tuck. And these fabulous boots. Oh. Yeah, that's kind of cool. See how this gives a retro nod, but it's still modern? I just love that. And do remember that just because you've got an uber patterned top on with lots of texture, doesn't mean you can't add a fabulous necklace. Something like this kind of perfectly falls between the ruffles on the collar and just sits beautifully at the top. Doesn't impinge the patterning. Just fantastic. Now back. And here I would go for something unexpected. I'd have a black bag to pick up on the patterning in the dress and gives a little nod to that boho feel happening here with the top. Fabulous pair of textured sunglasses. Oh, I gotta go somewhere. I gotta go. But seriously, before I do go, I just had a couple of things to show you. One of them is more crochet. This bag I'm making, it's from an Etsy seller, the pattern. I've now done the front and the back. And I'm just loving this bobble stitch or popcorn stitch, or as my friend Belinda says, strawberry stitch. But it's looking fantastic and it's absolutely surprisingly simple. It will have a large panel running around the side and around the bottom, so it will come out wider in the end. But yeah, and I don't have a light grey bag, so I'm very, very excited about that. And I hope to show you that in the next video. And then one last thing I just had to show you. So excited about this, more Etsy finds. This is ostrich feathers in a variety of different flavours. Look at the quality of them. I've got about, I think, 10 or 11 metres. And what I'm going to do is inspired by that other feathery skirt I had on. Let me show you. So it's this skirt here from Scanlan Theodore. You can see the beautiful feathery pieces in it. So I've been looking for a feather skirt for many, many years that isn't, crotch level. Like, who wears that? So I found these on Etsy and I thought I could make my own. So I've got just a simple, straight satin skirt in a similar colour, just below the knee with a zip at the back. And I'm just going to sew the pieces on in layers all the way up to the zip, and then obviously split it at the back for the zip. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm technically not the seamstress, but I'm going to give it a try. Just hoping that it works out. We shall see. Oh, and I was also inspired by this blouse that I found on Sacred Heart Mission op shop. The brand is Ivory Chain. Ivory Chain. I'd never heard of them before, but isn't it just divine? So, that could easily be added to any kind of shirt. You see here? See the strips? Just like the feathers that I have. And they've literally sewn them down the sides of the top of the shirt. So you can see they're exactly the same thing. Just amazing. Anyway, I'm going to give it a go. So there you go. That's my fabulous new crochet top. We'll show you the bag soon, and we'll also keep you updated on the skirt. It's so much fun to craft our own little unique perfect items, and often it takes nothing more than a little bit of hooking and a little bit of seamstressing. Nothing like a little bit of feather.